Neelkanth, are there indicators which are suggesting that the US net international liabilities are nearing unsustainable levels? And, then the bigger question is, what could it really mean for India's trade and investment relations with the US?
Again, great question. So some of these things can keep building up. Because this is, all of these are myths. These are things that it is in everyone's interest to believe in these myths, and therefore they persist till the time that they become unsustainable. So now we see two signs why this whole system has to go through a necessary reset. And the two signs are, one, that the nature of liabilities that foreigners are holding. See, for a long time, foreigners were very happy holding US treasuries. But over a period of time, I think that one, the US debt to GDP, sovereign debt to GDP kept rising. Two, there was so much financial repression, effectively the Fed doing QE, that the yields were pushed down. So foreigners started to buy US equities. So between 2020 and 25, of the growth in US international liabilities, nearly 78% incrementally is in equities, with both FDI and portfolio equities. But the portfolio equity exposure has doubled. It's also because, of course, the US equities have done well, which is why you would have noticed that in this round of uncertainty, normally at times of uncertainty, the US dollar would appreciate because people were then hunting for US treasuries as a safe asset at a time of uncertainty. But this time, because they were overexposed to US equities and the epicenter of the economic uncertainty is the US currently, they sold off, and of course expensive markets as well. And therefore the dollar weakened when there was uncertainty. So this is the first sign that things are no longer in a sustainable position. The second is that the cost of these liabilities is now becoming worryingly high. So this is a concept called the primary income. So just like you and I, we have assets which get us returns. We have liabilities like home loans on which we have to pay interest. So if you aggregate all of that at a country level, so the country has assets and liabilities. Now it earns something on its assets and it has to pay something for its liabilities. The net of that is called the primary income. Despite having a net negative international asset position, meaning that it had more liabilities than assets, the US used to have a positive primary income. So it earned a lot more than its foreign assets because it was investing in emerging equities or high yielding debt. And the liabilities were mostly US treasuries, which yielded 1 or 2%. So it used to make a lot of primary income. That has declined by 1.5% of GDP just in the last 3 years. And so now a December quarter was a meaningfully negative primary income. So we are now reaching a stage where the situation of continuous buildup of US international liabilities is not sustainable. So we are overdue a reset. Some of it can be done by the markets, but I think there will need to be some policy making shifts as well.